Hey guys, how's it going? This is GalacticStorm. Welcome to the show, and today we're going to be doing a review on the AT-2, Tier 5 tank destroyer from the British. This tank was designed to be an assault tank to break defensive lines. It could mount a 75mm and a 95mm howitzer, but they decided not to with some of the lines of this tank. However, the project was complete in 1943 but was cancelled. No prototypes were made, but this thing did help make the A-93 Tortoise, which is pretty much the Tier 9 tank destroyer that you get further on. Anyway, let's get you to the stats on this tank, which I'm try to get done here. Waiting for this to load. God damn it! Let's go in here. Ta-da! It has 450 hit points. The engine power is 340. The speed limit is pretty slow, 20 kilometers per hour. Traverse speed is horrible with 18 degrees per second. The armor on this thing is godly, 203, 102, 102. Standard damage is 56 to 94. Penetration is 79 to 131. Rate of fire is pretty fast, 26.09. Turret traverse is pretty good, it's 26 degrees. View range 310 and signal range is 400, which is pretty good, pretty decent. So off the bat, this thing is pretty good with its armor. But what about the guns? The starting gun on this is pretty bad. Has 105 penetration, 75. It's pretty slow with the 18 degrees of traverse speed. So yeah, but at least the turret is pretty good. The gun on this one, it's a 3.7-inch howitzer. Has really good damage, increases the engine power on this, and it has a quick speed time and aiming time. Accuracy is not really that good, but overall it's pretty good. And then you get this thing, the 6-pounder gun, Mach 5. It has good damage, not really good damage, it's 75, but it has good penetration, especially with APCR. But anyway, let's go for the pros on this thing. It has an extremely strong all-round armor, as you saw. It's pretty strong. It has a fast, quick aiming, and accurate set of guns, which you can see on the Mach 5. The damage on this thing is pretty good per minute. It has high penetration rounds, and this thing can bounce up to Tier 7. That's pretty big. The cons on this thing are pretty bad. It has a huge cupola, which is that hatch on the top. It has a very weak gun manlet. It has below average firepower. Slow traverse, extremely vulnerable to the sides and behind, and it's the slowest tier out of Tier 5. This thing can be a huge menace. So I'm going to show you what to do and what not to do in the AT-2. So without further ado, let the carnage begin. First things first, this is what to do in an AT-2. We're in Ensk in a counter battle, and it's going to be a Tier 5, I think Tier 6 matchup. But anyway, this video will go as fast as you can say whatchamacallit. Yeah, it'll be fast as what you say whatchamacallit. I don't think I'll see the playlist on this matchup. Oh yeah, yep. It's all Tier 5. It's all Tier 5. Churchills, KB1s, galore. And with the AT-2, this is pretty much its natural environment. Urban buildings, all that fun stuff all around here, because like I said, this thing is not really good when it comes to the sides and the rear. This thing is pretty much vulnerable, and seeing it rocking back and forth on the tracks makes me very unpleasant. Anywho, I have the 3.7-inch howitzer on this tank. This thing can do 340 damage on the tank, on the cannon itself. It's all explosive, it's all splash damage, it's all explosive damage. You don't need to penetrate it in order to get hit. So yeah, as long as it hits, you'll still get damage out of it. In tier 5s, it's pretty good. So we get a Churchill here, tier 3, or not tier 3, tier 5 Russian heavy tank. It's a Churchill. What does that mean? Or why is it a Churchill and it's still Russian? Well, I'll explain. Well, not really. I won't explain it, but find out on the tank forums. Anyway, I shoot at this Churchill, but as a prize, I get the buddy right behind him. It was a Wolverine, full health, and I took it out in one shot. So there's my first kill. And here's this VK301D that I'm trying to go after, but it hides. So I try to go in here, try to angle it real well so no one can bounce onto it. But, well, not really bounce, but get penetrated. Here's the DW2, probably one of the worst tanks that is in World of Tanks. Has horrible armor, it has horrible guns, and pretty much I pretty much make quick work out of it. And just about 3 minutes later, there's literally no one left. There's only like 4 tanks left. An AT2, a KB1 right here. There's an AT2 right here, and you'll find out, or this tank at the hard way is going to find out how not to leave its back exposed. I'm trying to pay attention to the KB1 because I know the AT2 is not going to be here penetrating me just with that gun. And there goes the AT2. I try to charge after it, but it soon gets gangbanged. I try to shoot it a few more times right down the low glaciers, then bounce, or just bounced. And yeah, here we go. So it's 2 kills. And this was in the 1.5 server, which I forgot to review. Oh well, that's fine by me. But that's what you should do in the AT2. Keep it angled, keep an eye on the environment. I get an achievement out of that, but no awards or anything like that, nothing special. Killed the Wolverine, killed the DW2, damaged an AT2 and a VK301. Oh wait, that's a VK31YH, not a 31OD. Anywho, but that's what you're supposed to do with it. I mean, and also you should also have some teammates that you would have just because of the, well, because of the sides and the rear too. 609 damage, which is pretty good. So I showed you how good to be in on this tank alone. Well, it's a quick video. But let me show you what not to do with an AT2. Okay, so this is what not to do in an AT2. I'll also show you the armor on this tank, its true potential. So, we're in Malinowka, the rain variant, and they changed the spawn on this map for some odd reason. Instead of being where the trenches are, it's no longer there. We're pretty much now in the between of 2 of the areas that you would want to go. And yes, you will pretty much find out why I moved in on this area. I decided to go up first where we call it quote unquote trench line is. It's majority a tier 4 match. But there is some tier 5s here, like the T-34, the M7, Wolverine, the Grill, and there's some other good tanks in there, like the M8A1. That's going to be pretty much my downfall at the end of this match. Yeah, that's right, I'll die in this one. So, like I said, it's a bad thing. M5 Stewards, Coveners, pretty much there's a whole bunch of tank destroyers and light tanks. But we've got more medium tanks, we've got got more artillery. So it feels like everyone's saying like the game is undecided. Well, let's show them wrong. There's an M5 Steward that's pretty much getting his ass kicked down the other side. I gotta stop saying pretty much now. Now I add up here, and first victim, the Wolverine. I'm using the 6-pounder Mark V, which does 75 damage, and it has a very fast fire rate and good penetration. So you can see that I'm doing damage after damage after damage after that Wolverine. And I took like 4 shots on that guy. And can opener, the medium 3. That thing is horrible. It's large too, which makes it even worse. Although it does have a good gun, no match for any. It's not even good for against any gun. It's paper thin armor. It's like even a fly could even penetrate it. So far, I'm going. You're pretty much wondering what am I doing in Dead Man's. Well, this is pretty much where I end up acting like an asshole. Well, not really an asshole, but trying to show off and that. But I get way over my head. So as you can see, I'm going in Dead Man's Land, and as you can see already, I'm already starting to get shots in, or being shot at, especially. So I'm trying to take in random shots at pretty much at everything that's there, that's having that those gun rounds being fired at. So I take in there, and there's the T4. I think that's the T-43. I think, but I get my second kill there. I charge in more. Try to literally lure these guys out to shoot me, and maybe try to spot them so people will go after them. It really doesn't work. But as you can see, I'm literally taking shot after shot after shot, and I still won't die. But now I'm now getting penetrated by the, like I said, that M8A1 is doing some damage on me. And now I'm trying to shoot at everything that's trying to shoot at me, like, but even the sides are pretty good. You can see that Panzer 2G is trying to penetrate me, but my armor's not taking any of it. It's not really 200 millimeters of armor, but it's advertised that way. But it's high armored. Even the grill it didn't penetrate me. GW2 penetrated, but just to hit my tracks, of course. But Wolverine hit me, so this is when I decided to fall back, try to take in a few pot shots, and yeah. But anywho, while I was trying to do some pot shotting, here comes that M8A1, and I just used my repair kit. I tried to tell my teammates to get this guy, but my ass is already sealed because the M8 just went behind me, and that's a weak spot for the AT2. And yeah, right before then, he got killed. I got killed. Yeah. Okay. Even though I died, we won. I got 10,000 silver and 700 experience. Did a lot of damages, but I killed the T-34 and medium 3, giving me 2 kills, and I did like, I don't know, I absorbed a whole lot of shots. I guess I've taken like 4,000, 5,000 worth of hit points. Damaged the T-21, damaged another tank down there, the Wolverine. Yeah, the Wolverine that I did at the first, my first encounter. And I did the best out of my team, 700 damage, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's did like about 1,400 and around 25 shots, 12 of them penetrated, and I really didn't travel for it too. But that's what this thing's like. It's a shield and it's a good puncher too. Let me show you the results of this tank. The AT2. How do we review this weird armored juggernaut? Well, like I said, this thing has really good armor. Has a bad gun at start, but eventually you'll get the 2 other guns, the 3.7-inch howitzer and the Mark V 6-pounder gun, which are pretty good. But really doesn't do when it comes to damage, but eventually like, the damage per minute does it. On the howitzer, you pretty much get like a huge splash damage onto them, which is pretty good. But it's slow. It can be trapped and it can be killed pretty easily depending on what tanks that are there. But we're gonna be going for the ranking on this tank, and the ranking on this, you'll be surprised. I'd say it'd be around an 8.5 out of 10. This thing is very difficult to kill at tier 5. but it can be killed easily at close range, especially with the gun mantlet and the that hatch on the top of the tank. With this tank, you really have to stay with your teammates and not to get outflanked from the sides and the rear, which is pretty much the tank's weakness. The howitzer and the 6-pounder gun will make sure that no one will literally be at the end at your path, because it's pretty good with damage. Eventually, like I said, especially with damage per minute. So that's what I think about the AT2. The other AT tanks, they're pretty much similar to the AT2, but they all have their own kinds of unique abilities. But they're overall slow and are really good with armor, but can be outflanked eventually. Well, it can be outflanked by faster tanks. So, yeah, that's what I think. Vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun shizzle my nizzle. So yeah, this is GalacticStorm, and I say, keep charging, bitches.